What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Kinda Funny podcast. I'm your host, Nick Scarpino. Alongside, it's Christmas during Halloween. It's Joey Noel.
Hello.
It's which one's got the better candy? Do you think it's Christmas or Halloween? Which has the better sweet treats?
Christmas has
Um,
sweet treats? What?
huh?
Christmas has sweet treats?
Like, Nick, can you break down what you're speaking
Like
of
Christmas
here with
cookies?
You think Christmas, right? You think
Mhm.
Halloween? Let's dial it back. Let's dial it back.
Look at him trying
Halloween
to reach for something. I
in
love
the
it.
office. No. This I can stand by this.
You're
right
talking
now.
about your brother's candy that he sends.
Every year, Matt Scarpino sends a 4-pound box of C's candy to the
God,
Kinda
and we
Funny
just go
offices.
ham. You and I,
And
Nick, we go
Me and
so
Kevin,
hard.
no, because we're always like, no, we're not going to do it this year. And then wait
Every year we're gonna
wait
fight
for
it.
everyone to not look at us. And then me and Kevin just snort through this box of candy.
And I just go back into the back room and I'll see him just eating. What are they? The toffee covered in almonds.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, those are
They're
incredible.
so
molasses
good.
I like
chips.
the molasses chips, the Bordeaux's, and the caramel patties. I love those caramel patties.
Oh my
But
God,
Kevin
those
always
feel
catches me, and I'm
disgusting.
like a raccoon. Like the light hits
It's a
me,
lot
and
of
I'm
shame, lot of
burrowing
shame.
into his trash. Of course, that other person that talked was the second best, Baby Blues, and all San Francisco, Mr. Tim Geddes.
That's him.
And you
Host.
know what? Andy Gregg's not here, so I'm gonna do the full one.
Hell
Because
yeah.
he was like, I'm gonna shorten it up, but I'm like, you
Do
deserve
it
better
without
than that.
reading, you coward.
Okay, I'll do it without reading.
Oh, here we go.
This is
It
Hispanic
starts-
heartthrob, Texas Street, Latino heat, clicking heads and ripping them to shreds, the Globetrotting headshot, nitro rifle from Twitch.tv, Mr. Andy Cortez.
I expected the
Top of the
worst.
dome.
I thought when Tim challenges Nick and says do it without reading, I go, okay, what kind of dumb shit is about to come out of his
Okay,
mouth?
let me try that. Do it again,
Here we
Tim.
go.
Set it back up again. Kevin, cut that whole first part out.
Yeah.
Mhm,
Give it
mhm.
to me again, Tim.
Nick, without reading, do the Andy Cortez intro.
The rootin' tootin' nitro rifle from Twitch.tv, Mr. Andy Cortez.
I thought there'd be a little bit more there. I'll be honest.
It's Thursday, bro. It's Thursday, and guess what? I'm excited because we're going to go see Halloween Kills tonight with
Mhm.
James and Elise, and I'm kind of nervous when we get to hang out with them. truth be
Yeah,
told.
because they're
'Cause
like legitimately cool people.
Yeah.
And we're not that we aren't cool. And really, when I say that, I just don't want to insult Joey. But like, if we're just
No,
calling
Joey's on a
a
different
spade
level.
here.
Yeah.
Well, I'm
It's
trying to
mostly
say
'cause I'm
it's
a-
like, you're cool, Joey.
Oh,
Me, Andy, and
thank you.
Nick, a little less cool.
Andy's pretty
I don't
cool.
know.
Andy's
I'm
pretty cool.
Afraid we're gonna
I
embarrass.
agree. Andy's pretty
Ton.
cool.
Thank
But I
you,
think
guys. Thank
Andy's
you.
being cool has to do with the fact that like Andy's very selective about when he hangs out with us, so it feels like a
Yeah, that's
treat
true.
when
It
he
makes him
does,
cool. Yeah.
which ups the cool level.
Mm.
Yeah.
Oh, it's more of a rarity thing, Joe. It's kind
Yeah.
of like I'm like a shiny Pokemon.
Mhm.
I'm like one of them shinies that
I don't
only pops
understand
up
it.
once every 3 billion times. Nick, so a lot of Pokemon have shiny versions of themselves.
You're explaining shiny Pokemon's to me.
And when I say shiny, they're not like it's not a luminescence thing. It's not that they're more reflective.
That's
It's just that they're a different color variant, and they're extremely rare, Nick. Extremely rare. So people have made careers out of shiny hunting. Ray Narvaez, our good friend, will sometimes just go on stream and say, "My shiny collection is almost through," and he's hatching 39 eggs. Nick, are you listening anymore? Or what's
Yeah, they're in an egg shiny collection. Ray
Okay.
Narvaez. I'm following.
Ray Narvaez?
It's one of those things where there's two different file cabinets in my brain. Stuff I'm gonna use and stuff I'm gonna fuck up 2 months from now, and Tim's gonna laugh at me. And I feel like this one's squarely fitting into cabinet number 2.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Let me see if I got this straight. Let me see if I can redo what you just said.
Rootin' tootin'.
There's a variant of Pokemon called Shiny Pokemon
Yeah.
that only Ray Narvaez can get.
No.
Close.
You know what? Give it to him. We gotta give it
Yeah,
to
We
him.
gotta give it to him. Yeah.
I'll take that one, ladies and gentlemen. If you didn't know, of course, this is the Kinda Funny podcast where each and every week 4, sometimes 5 best friends gather around these mics just to shoot the shit right out of the air and have it land on your plate. If you want to back us, you want to support this podcast, you can do so in a lot of different ways. If you're listening to this for the first time, you think, wow, I really like that first 4 minutes and 25 seconds of talking about shiny Ray Narvaez's shiny Pokemon collection. Well, guess what? Subscribe to this channel. And if you're an audio listener, please subscribe to our audio feeds as well. We love those. We like seeing those numbers go up. And if you got a couple bucks to give, go over to patreon.com/kindafunny. Back us over there. You get all sorts of cool perks like ad-free content. And you get to be a part of our cool post show that we're going to do after this for Patreons only. Shout out to our Patreon producers, Pranksky, Delaney, Twinning, and Julian the Gluten-Free Gamer, and Pranksky again. We're throwing you on there a second time because you're double the best. And today, of course,
Pranksky.
we're brought to you by MeUndies, HelloFresh, and Uncommon Goods. But we'll talk about those a little bit later. I got the most Greg Miller dad thing today. Can I explain to you what happened to me this morning?
Please, yeah, I need
Dude.
context.
Yeah.
I woke up.
I'm very interested in how a Greg Miller dad thing relates to you. So
Like, is this
let's get
something
into it.
from Greg? Did Nick buy something?
Yeah.
Was Nick gifted something?
That's where
Was it
my
a-
mind is going, Joe. It's kind of just all it's fluttering through the ecosystem.
I woke up this morning to a voice message
Ugh.
from Greg Miller. And I'm thinking, okay, this is going to be psychotic, like the ones that Andy gets. And I got a little excited because I was like, okay, that's cool. Like, that's super fun. I could put it out on the internet, maybe get some hits or whatnot. It was Greg, a little disheveled. And he said, hey, Nick, listen, man, I'm just too tired to send texts now. I'm just sending voice messages. This is what I do now. I watched a really good documentary last night, and someone mentioned the Inland Empire, so I think you should watch it. That was it. It was like
Yeah.
when your dad calls to tell you something, you're like, okay, cool.
So
Thank you,
he's
Dad. I
he's
appreciate
fully crossed over now.
Yes,
is
he
what you're
has
saying.
Made the full transition into
Because I got a
fatherhood now.
voice memo from him earlier this week
Did
too.
you? What was
I
yours?
did. Ours was more boring. His was like, "Hey, the same spiel. I'm too tired to text. I'm just sending voice memos now. Did you freeze the whole time that you stayed here? It's cold. Did you turn on the heater? Did I tell you about the space heater? Like all of that stuff." I was like,
Mhm.
I grabbed a blanket. It was fine. Don't worry about it.
Well,
But-
everybody's, I mean, the whole internet saw him kind of sending a tweet voice message to me, Nick. Did you see this?
No. What happened here?
He just sent me a tweet voice message where I'm not even sure what the point of it was. Honestly, it lost a lot of its thread the way through. It was regarding Kid Rock and and Joe C, who was in the band,
Mhm.
and how one of the
Yeah.
lyrics was like popping 80 pills a day. And Greg said, Andy, do you think it was popping 80 pills as if he's a drug addict, or popping 80 pills because I have medical conditions and this is how I'm ailing my medical conditions?
Ah,
And then he made a reference to Daryl Strawberry and how I am the music guy, so he comes to me for music,
mhm.
just like the Yankees would go to Daryl Strawberry in center field.
Yeah.
And the replies were fantastic because they said Daryl Strawberry plays right field. And a couple of them were like, Greg, you're only 4 days in. You cannot be breaking this soon. Like this
Yeah. I
this
think-
cannot happen.
Everybody, you guys ever watch that episode of The Simpsons with Daryl Strawberry on it, where they were like, Daryl?
Oh yeah, that
Daryl,"
was the
and he just
majority of the
sheds
replies were just gifs of that.
one tear. So good. No, I'm glad. I've actually taken to. I don't want Greg to feel like he's not a part of this company anymore. And I know that when when you've got this big life change, that you want to feel like you can focus on that. And I want him to know that the company is in good hands. So I've started sending him some updates just based off of stuff that I think is important for him to know. Obviously, me being the one at the company that's probably the most like tied in with everything that's going on. Like on the inside, I've sent him updates. So far, out of the updates that I've slacked Greg. Let's just go to my Slack right here so I don't mess this up. I said, Greg, lately I've been slacking Joey pictures of Angora rabbits. Other than that, you haven't missed anything.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Good.
Yeah, that's
You've been
fair.
solid.
See,
So I think
I
those are
haven't
the good
had
updates.
I haven't had too much interaction with Greg Miller, but we have been texting a little bit back and forth. And my position at KindaFunny, Nick, normally the money maker, kind of trying to come up with new ideas. How do we get more money to be able to hire more employees to have even more fun?
What about
Here's the
a
thing.
ladder that goes this way?
I happen to have received a picture that I haven't seen anywhere else of one Benjamin Miller.
Yeah.
And I don't know how NFTs work, but I feel like what y'all can see right now, if y'all want this
my
picture, this
God.
amazing
Oh my God,
picture.
man.
Don't show it too quick.
Put
It down. They might
Oh.
screenshot it and get it.
Yeah, well, I mean, hey, the only this is the original non-fungible
But
token, okay?
It's the non-fungible token, but it's on Tim's phone. So you get Tim's new iPhone 13 Pro as well.
Yeah, I'll start the bids. $67.
Oof.
Who's gonna do it? Who's going
67.
up
But it's
to?
Yeah. Okay. There it is.
Wow.
Don't be cowards, live chat.
I do want to also point out that obviously, we love Greg. We miss the hell out of Greg. And you could tell that he's kind of missing being amongst everyone.
It's
So I
good.
figured
It's cute.
not me just play the last 2 voice memos that he sent in the past couple of weeks. This is before fatherhood. So let's let me know if you all can hear this.
Okay.
Andy, I'm at In-N-Out.
What is wrong with him?
That's just one message. And the
was
latest
it.
one is perhaps the most disturbing one. And I'm not even. I wish I don't know if they have hidden camera or not, or Nest cameras like the way Kevin has, because I would like to see if we could get some night vision to see whether it was Greg talking to me or whether it was some apparition that took over his body. But I got this at 7:02 p.m.
Yes, I only hear what I want.
Is he singing Creed?
Don't pay attention to the drum from anyone, anywhere. Don't understand. I really care. Only hearing negative.
I don't know what it just keeps going on, and I think it's the "You Say." I think it's that song because it keeps going. It gets a bit louder.
I turned the radio on. I turned the radio on. You nailed it.
But again, this is 7:02 p.m. on October 3rd. What's going on there?
He was still working. Here.
I need to know why was the hissing sound, whatever the hell it was,
Roomba,
getting
I'm assuming?
louder? Oh, the Roomba's coming closer to him. That's what it must have been.
Does he have a Roomba?
He does.
I don't know, Kevin, but the reason why
He has a
I'm
Roomba
sort of,
and the mop one, I think.
the
so
reason
he
why
like
I'm
works
assuming
too.
that there's some sort of paranormal thing happening here, because it reminds me of when the ghost hunters have the little radio and they're detecting ghost sounds, and you kind of hear through the static. You know what I mean? That's kind of the vibes that I'm getting from this, because I don't know if that's actually Greg who did that. That could have been any other apparition in that
So you
household.
think that an apparition, you're like, oh, you mean just the sounds? I thought you meant an apparition sent you a voicemail.
No.
I think that was pretty much Greg. We can confirm.
No,
that.
I think an apparition just took Greg's phone though, or like possessed him and caused him to sort of do that. On the subject of
that
apparitions,
called IPA.
on the subject of apparitions, I turned down an opportunity because I was a little too scared.
Okay. Ooh.
I was invited to go do a real life ghost hunt on Twitch by Bruce Green. And I would have had the cameras just like Fear Factor, Fear on MTV, or what's it called? Ghost Life? This True Life, I'm a ghost. What's the MTV show? Remember the MTV show where they would go hunt ghosts? And it was like
God.
They were the first ones that had like the kind of
Room
the face
Raiders.
cam. Yeah, it was definitely Room Raiders. That's what it was. And Bruce
think
was
you're
like,
right.
I
I
can't
think
remember
it's
the name of
Fear.
this show.
what's it called? I'm just going to
I
put
think it's Fear.
Wait,
MTV
let's someone in the
Ghost-
live chat on that
Go-
right now. Live
no.
chat, don't fail me.
Ghost hunting. Here we go. Ghost hunting show was called Fear. It was. Wow. Okay.
Fear. Yeah, okay. That's the one you're thinking, the one where it's like the night vision right in their face, and they were like running around. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tim and I did something like that with Greg one time. We had to go in a haunted mansion, and then Greg kicked a doll that I think cost thousands of dollars, and we just left. We never got stuck with that bill. And guess what? Statute of limitations.
Good now.
Now they have proof. Statute of limitations about 10 years.
What?
Oh
no.
Yeah, I was invited to
5
go
years
do
ago.
this thing with Bruce, and I not only was it like a little too quick notice, but I was mostly scared. I'll make the excuse that I was just mostly scared because I don't know what if I have a breakdown? What if I have just a mental breakdown on Twitch, you know? I'm just
That's
too scared of
perfect.
it. Because we would have had the backpacks that would have been broadcasting the signal with the camera.
Was it just the two of you that were going into some
No,
haunted
because he already
thing?
announced it. It's already
Okay.
been announced, and it's him and a lot of the people he plays games with, like Diction and
Dude, you should do
Sark,
this. It sounds
I believe.
fun.
I already turned it down. I can't do it anymore, but I was way too scared. And that's my confession for the week, everybody.
If we convince
feel
you,
you.
we convince you to do it now, and reach out, like, would you do it?
No, well, like all the
I can
slots are
text
filled.
Bruce
It's already
right
4
now
people.
and ask him if you can buy. He'll bump someone
Like,
for you.
maybe we
Yeah.
can have him duplicate it at some point, or we do
I
one and we
hate-
bring Bruce up.
I hate that we're like Andy's parents that are like, no, go play with your friends. Like, no, it'll be fun. Like, I know you think you're not good at baseball, but it's okay. It's okay.
Oh no, Tim, I'm sorry if I give off that vibe. I was doing more like the big brother who wants to torture Andy. 'Cause I know
Yep,
he
that's
hates
what I
things that are
was
scary.
going for too.
Yeah, I was going more for like, let's force him into this, and then when he does it, we'll delight in his fear and his dismay.
I was I don't know. Like I was like, wow, that would be really cool, and that would be a cool opportunity. But like, dude, when I'm walking out of my restroom, and if I hear something, I fucking sprint to my bedroom. Like, how are you gonna put me in a desolate, haunted area?
God, I want to
with cameras.
Cameras on you.
I want to do this to him, Kevin.
Yeah.
How do we do this? How do we spring this
But-
on him? Like,
And
But also, you know what? There's
know-
there's another
it's
angle,
fake.
Kevin. There's another angle of it, Kevin, where like not only would I be scared, but like with a camera that close, I have a lot of blemishes. I'm kind of like self-conscious about my skin, you know. So that's another thing.
We'll get some makeup on you.
the
We'll get some
infrared
makeup on you.
stuff. Yeah, we'll put some makeup on you. The infrared stuff, like or the night vision stuff, it washes everything out anyway.
Oh,
so
well,
it's
yeah,
Oh,
like-
you think in tandem with the Neutrogena, it sort of like gets more powerful, the infrared lighting and stuff like that.
Exactly.
I think
how
it-
it works.
I think
It's like
what it
where they
does
laser
is-
out people's like stuff, you know?
Yeah, it's
Lasers.
exactly like it's like basically a live action Instagram filter.
Okay.
When you put all that stuff on your face, we'll put a little stuff on it that refracts light. Like, you know, you ever see those things where people like, if you're gonna speed, you got to get these license plate covers because when the camera tries to take a picture of it, it like refracts the light back.
Oh, right.
BTW, they don't work, but
Oh.
it'll be like that. So when the camera hits your face, we'll put a paint over your face that washes it out, and all we see is just the darks of your eyes, and then you become the ghost.
Shit.
Oh,
Then you take
I am
it
the
to-
haunted.
You're
I am the
haunted
hunter.
one.
Oh.
Yeah, I
You're
have
the
I have
hunter
night
now.
vision goggles. If you'd want, like, I could get you those.
That
Kevin,
seems pretty cool. Give
Why
him a pair of those.
why do you have them?
Why wouldn't Kevin have them?
Yeah, I don't mean, like, is it a stupid question game? Like, I can ask dumb questions. Why
That
do you
is
have
a
so many
stupid
chibis? Why do you have so many chibis? It's what you like.
Here's a question for you right now, Kevin.
Huh?
What's the snack situation happening in that room?
Yeah, what's in your mouth?
I'm having,
What's
I
going
know
on?
you
It's-
guys don't look
it's-
at. I
it
know you
sounds
don't
like
look at
you're eating
schedules,
peanut
but I
butter.
went back to back, so I haven't had
I have
time
no
to take.
problem. I have no problem with you
So I'm
eating.
eating
just curious
leftover
what you're eating.
Chinese food. It's very good.
Oh, that sounds fucking.
Hey,
good. I just had
you
Thai
know,
food.
we don't look at schedules. That's what you just said?
Yeah, we don't look at schedules. I don't need to. I don't need to. Kevin came was like, "Is this always been at 2:00?"
Nick,
podcast
Nick, can you not like? All right, you're the one person here that's not allowed to put me on the spot for this. You're
Oh, I miss
constantly
meetings
like,
all the time. Remember that?
yeah.
Remember that week I
Slept
missed
through it?
every
Yep.
9:30 meeting. Everyone. There was like 3, and then Greg was like, "Dude, you're batting 1,000 on these meetings." I was like, "Why are there so many 9:30 meetings?" And then we just stared at each other. I was like, "Can't argue with logic right there."
There was no answer. There was no reply.
Greg's like, "Be professional. You own the fucking company." Speaking of Greg, I do want to get this out of the way before we get too far in here. Great question over on Patreon. I know we usually say that for the back 9 of these episodes, but because we're talking about Greg, because I miss Greg right now. Ryan Puwala Higgins writes in and says, "Hey everyone, now baby Benjamin
Was
has arrived."
Brian the one that had the goat, or a sheep, or a horse?
Yes.
Oh, that's a
Horse.
great
Yes.
question.
Horse.
It was
Oh,
Thor.
that was the horse where he was like,
Thor,
my wife,
yeah.
my wife wanted to name it Thor, and I wanted to name it Maverick or whatever.
Thor's mythology. Horse mythology.
So good. That would have been
horse.
I missed that episode. And like, it was one of those times I saw the thumbnail come through, I saw the headline, and I'm like, oh man.
It was the last breakdown that we saw Greg have before Parenthood fully took
Got it,
over.
yeah.
Ken,
Got it.
because it was a
He was just
wheeze
gonna-
laugh, can't get words out. Mike, talking to Mike. Mike, have you ever thought about it? Why, like, we don't give horses a chance to learn. What
Yeah.
if they could learn it? We just don't know. We haven't
Yep.
tried hard enough yet, you know?
I love it.
That's
I mean,
my
my favorite thing though is like,
podcast.
it's very rare that I get to because the Kind of Funny podcast is easily the most insane when it comes to headline and thumbnail. Like so many of our other shows, you get what you get. It's like, cool, Ghostbusters in review is going to be followed up with Ghostbusters 2 in review. We know that, right? But when it comes and
Writes
video
itself.
games, cool, blah blah blah, they all write themselves. But with the KF podcast, normally I'm involved with some level of coming up with the shenanigans. But when I'm not, it is rare, and when I see it, I know for just a brief second what the audience must feel like.
Yeah.
And you know what? You guys are fucking welcome. That
Yeah.
guy gave me such a fucking chuckle. And
Yeah.
I'm just like, we do something here. I'm not going to use any qualifiers,
I don't know what
especially
it
not a
is. I
positive
don't know
one.
what
But
it is.
hey, we do something.
We do things. We
I
do
will
lots of
say
things.
that my favorite parts of the week are when we get a little ping notification in Slack, and it's the time codes for the podcast. We get to try and figure out what it's about, or
Oh,
we see
yeah.
things come through assets. And before we get the time codes, it's usually Roger and I trying to piece together what the fuck you guys are talking about.
It's like book
Mhm.
chapters for the worst fan fiction ever. Back to Ryan's question real quick. Now that baby Benjamin has arrived, Greg is now going to be away from Kind of Funny for a while. With that in mind, there is a good chance new viewers / listeners will watch Kind of Funny content over the next few months and have no idea who Greg Miller is. How should we describe him? How would we describe Greg Miller?
This is so funny.
I mean, it is really funny because like I have the
call 'em
analytics, I look at them all the time, and like it is surprising how many new viewers we actually do get in. It's not like drastic, you guys can see
No.
with the numbers, but like it is more than zero, which like I'm like, okay, cool. So with that, I'm like, yeah, there will be people coming in that either are unaware of Greg Miller at all, or just like, oh, I know Greg from IGN or some, you know,
I've
some
heard
level
of
of
him,
video
sure.
game dumb. What's up, Kev?
If I may, what if we call him our powerful and fertile leader?
Fertile. I like that.
Hate this.
I do
Joey?
like that.
Chill out, all right?
I mean, no, I don't think anybody else is in love with this either. You see Tim's
Nick loves
face.
it. Nick loves it. It's accurate.
Joey, you find gold. You go to the beach with one of those metal detectors. You fucking dig out a nugget of gold. You stop. You go to fucking Arby's right then and there.
Right?
You
We
don't need
nailed it
anything
at that.
else.
We nailed it.
No, but here's the thing. Here's the thing with all of these nicknames and like qualifiers you give everybody. They burn so fast and then just sort of straight down back
Joey,
into the ground.
here's
The
the
only
thing,
ones they
it's-
stick to are
it's-
Kevin.
Yeah. It's because you, Nick. It's because you commit to them.
I love them. I love
Here's what
them.
I'm saying. It describes his size. Obviously, the powerful makes you think big. It describes his position in the company, leader, and then fertile, why he's gone. It's
Right.
perfect. It gives
You're
you
so
all
tiny
the
down there.
information. Thank you. It gives you all the information he needs. I love it.
I feel like that Chinese food is really powering Kevin up today. I can't wait to
It-
hang out with him.
It's interesting. It's interesting because here's what I will say. I think that when Greg is on, it is a different product, and I could say that with a lot of us. But I think when Greg is gone, the vibe is most definitely different because I feel like just kind of like peeking behind the curtains. Everybody, if we could just talk like inside baseball.
Yeah, get
When
everyone
Greg is
get close.
gone, we then comedically fill other roles.
Mm-hmm.
When Greg is on, I try to be the straight man. There's a gnat around me. Fucking hold on. Fuck, I missed it.
What were you saying earlier, Tim? What do we make here? Something.
It's something, man.
When Greg is gone, I at least try to fill a different comedic role because he's the wild guy, and I will call into question exactly what it is that he's doing. When other people are on, I try to fill a different comedic role, and I feel like Greg is so goddamn funny when he is being maximum Greg, and then that's why sometimes people like Rooster Teeth viewers might be turned off because he's too loud and he's too wild or whatever.
150%.
And that honestly, I'm kind of worried about these new viewers when Greg eventually does come out there. Who the fuck is this guy just kind of breaking up all the chemistry? Like he's so
Kool-Aid
wild
Man?
and loud. Yeah. How do we ease him in? Do we like
There's
tranquilize
no
him every once in a
easy-
while?
No, there's
No,
no
Yeah.
Greg.
See that because that's the thing is I think that there's obviously enough people here that are going to be yearning for Greg's return, and I'm happy that I think that we're at a point that these next 3 months people are going to rock with us. They're going to be happy to have a little bit of a break, a little bit of a different vibe, kind of like Andy, what you're talking about here. We have a different chemistry going, and I love that we're able to get more Joey, get more Mike, get more Bless, whoever wants to be part of this. Like that's always fun. But when Greg Miller comes back, it is going to be. I can't even explain the force through that wall. Like it's not even a Kool-Aid Man situation because the entire wall is going to be down. The whole building is going to be down. Maybe it's a good thing we're not going to be in the studio January 3rd when he comes back because it is going to be a safety hazard for everybody.
It reminds me of Will Smith's Hancock, where the further Greg is away, the more powerful he becomes from the podcast.
I see.
The longer he's away, the more stronger he becomes, and he becomes a force, a fertile leader.
Fertile leader.
And if you
Well,
do
you
too
know.
many
Leader.
shows in 1 week, he becomes weak.
Exactly.
Loses it.
Exactly. So like
Sleepy
if he's off for
Infertile leader.
if he's off for 2 weeks, we've seen what that is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't know what the fuck this guy's gonna look like after 3 months. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of like where my mind is looking. It's similar to Dragon Ball Z. It's always like, oh, I'm not even at full power yet. Like, damn, dude, because you just destroyed 3 planets. So what can you possibly be? How high does it go? Think about limitless. We use 2% of our brains, Kevin. What about the other 98?
That was Lucy.
Lucy.
Yeah, not limitless.
Close enough.
do-
Same
yeah, we
concept.
I thought
what's
wasn't
Limitless
Limitless
about?
I
Limitless
love
was
her.
about the taking
Similar
the pill
thing,
that,
yeah.
but what did the pill, didn't the pill unlock like better abilities for your brain or something like that?
They're the same movie. It's just
Yeah,
one
Yeah,
of
they're,
them.
they're the
thing.
same thing.
Yeah.
But,
But
at
the
the end
line was
of
from
Lucy, at the end of Lucy, she becomes like
have
black
no
You
goo,
love her.
right? Like she just
Yeah.
becomes information, I think.
Yeah, she just
And then
evaporates.
Limitless, he finds an antidote and doesn't die.
No, he
really-
finds the ability to wean off. He doesn't need the pill anymore. Remember,
Right.
He doesn't have to
He,
keep
well,
taking
he
it.
develops an antidote to like because it's poisoning you essentially. Oh my
Hey,
God.
chat.
That's right. That's right.
Hey, chat. YouTube commenters, let me know if you heard my line where I said, yeah, but with Lucy, like, I love her. Let me know if you all heard that one.
Got it. I understand that. Can I
That's
tell
a
you guys
good one.
something? We started this podcast off with some confessions. So I feel like today's my weekly confessional session with Joey. We did. The last time I watched Limitless, I think it was on like I want to say it was so long ago. Maybe it was on a flight, one of those free movies on a flight, and the flight landed before I got to see the end of it.
Oh,
And I'm talking
no.
about the very end of it. Oh no, Andy, I had seen this movie 3 times already.
Oh,
but I still went home and rented it because I was like, I gotta
know.
finish
Gotta
it.
see it.
I gotta finish it. I knew exactly how it ended. I was like, I know he's gonna have that scene
You're
with
so useless.
Robert. I was like, I just want to find it again. That's been happening, and lately, The Wolf of Wall Street's been on TV a lot, and I just watched the first hour of it like almost every day now. I can't bring myself.
Why?
Yeah,
it
watching it
just
via
hits me.
TV is
He
like
loves
the
the
worst
rise.
way.
It's something
Like,
about
why
the
would
origin
you-
story.
Don't you have it? I think we have it on the shared Voodoo account.
It's again.
There's
free,
something
catching a movie in
different
the
when it's
wild.
on TV.
Exactly.
Oh,
This
yeah.
happens to me with Twister. How many times have I seen Twister? A billion times. I gotta watch it every time I
Yo,
scroll past it.
I
but,
want
like,
to get to the part
it's
where they do crap
censored.
in the back of the restaurant. It's like
You guys, it's like every fuck word suddenly becomes like.
Oh no, this is like on HBO. They're on it. It's on. HBO.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
Never
no,
mind.
no,
Oh,
it's the
no.
full
Apologies.
movie. It's the full movie, but it's. I
Oh
like
no,
to
I
get
sit
to the
through the
part where.
commercials.
Oh, I mean, I watch a lot of movies during commercials too, even movies that I know are on the company Voodoo account or movies that are streaming. It doesn't matter. like to
I
watch them.
forget that I forget that I have YouTube TV every once in a while when I'm not watching football. I
We get
love.
Andy to be
I've
part of our
loved-
bachelor
I
weekend.
know.
or
I'm
bachelor
so
nights.
upset. I heard that too, Joey. And I'm like, fucking goddamn it. We need to figure this out.
I have loved my YouTube TV experience so far. I had Hulu TV and I used that for a while.
Worst user interface.
Yeah, not great, Joe. I mean, I wouldn't say YouTube TV is even that much better. I feel like they're pretty similar in how they kind of separate the programming or whatever. But
YouTube TV's 10 out of 10 user interface. IMO.
on the web, though, it's like I just kind of always want it to look like a guide. I don't want the favorites and shit like that. Because I think I favorited The Office at one point, and the Office episode is still on the bottom, and I'm like, all right, go away. Like, stop. But with YouTube TV, I ended up switching over from Hulu because YouTube TV offers the NFL Red Zone channel. If y'all don't know what the Red Zone channel is, it is crack cocaine for a football fan. What the Red Zone channel is, it's a dude named Scott Hansen who's in a studio, and whenever a team is getting close to scoring, they just show that part of the game. And they'll be like, the Lions are on the 20 and they're about to score. Okay. And they, they're going to kick a field goal. We move over to San Francisco. San Francisco's taking on. They're on the 15-yard line. And it's just like back to back to back to back. Every once in a while, they'll bring up like, oh my God, this past weekend, they brought up the quad view. And they brought up 4 different games at the same time where all 4 games were kind of ending in very dramatic fashion. And one field goal kicker trying to kick for the lead, he misses it. Holy shit, that guy missed it. Let's look at the bottom left of it. Oh my God, he missed a field goal too. It was fucking crazy. It was pandemonium. At one point, there's a kicker, Nick. I felt so terrible because the Packers and the Bengals were playing, and the kickers were just missing nonstop, trying to win the game. The Bengals guy goes up there to kick it. It looks perfect. He turns to the guy who was holding the ball, and they start hugging, and everybody's celebrating, and the ball just drifts left at the last moment.
Oh.
And he looks up, and like they zoom in on him. He's like, "The fuck?" Like he's like, "What happened?" And like he missed it, and the Packers guy ended up being able to kick it. Mason Crosby, who I sold a phone to Mason Crosby's godparents back in Austin, which is
He'll
pretty cool.
of course remember that. He'll always
Yeah.
remember that.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Red Zone is awesome. I've been using YouTube TV for all that programming. and I totally lost the thread of the story, ladies and gentlemen.
I don't know what we're talking about either, but I'm sold on Redbox. How do I get
Red
do I
Zone.
get the
Red
Redbox?
Zone.
The Red
Okay.
Zone. The Red Zone. Yeah, the Red Zone. Like Nick, you loved the first inaugural season of the FCF. Like this is.
It was fun.
You get the Red Zone, and it is an experience. You will not. You will become a football fan.
Here's how bad at sports I am. I did a show the other night at a place called Tommy T's, which is out in Pleasanton, and
it's a
it was
trek.
during. It was a trek, but I was like, oh, someone booked me kind of last minute, and I was like, oh yeah, I'll totally go out there. That'll be fun. Little hour and a half drive. Stopped off at 2 Starbucks, of course. One on the out of the way to the city, and then when I got there, I was like, I got 10 minutes. Starbucks.
Nick, let me interrupt you for 2 seconds. I found the thread of the story. Continue. Remind me.
And I finished my set and I walked out, and it was I think it was last week, so it must have been when the Giants were and the Dodgers were both in their respective games to go face off against each other. So whatever the
NLDS.
the NLDS
That's a divisional
yes.
series, yeah.
And there was a guy there. So I went outside to get a breath of fresh air, and a guy went out to smoke a cigarette, and he was like, "Dude, Giants, right? Could be Giants and Dodgers." And I was like, I don't know what you're talking about, sir. And when someone's had alcohol, I don't know if you guys know this about you sports people, but when y'all get a little bit of the sauce in you, and your team's about to win and something unprecedented is going to happen, you will talk to anyone around you that has a beating pulse about it. This guy talked my ear off about this series for no lie, like 10 minutes. And I'm like, I'm just going to go. I'm just going to back away from you because I don't know what the hell you're talking about. He was like, dude, it's crazy. So the only time Giants never played the Dodgers before. I was like, that can't be right. I'm like, you got to look that up. That can't be right.
What we need is for Joey. There's a common kind of TikTok user that always pops up, Nick, and it's a woman who asks her friends for football input through text messages, and then she repeats those lines at parties during the game.
Hilarious.
Because she knows nothing about them. So she'll do a screen cap of the text, and it'll say, "Wow, Aaron Rodgers is on point today," and it'll cut to a video of her at the party, and she'll go, "Aaron Rodgers is on point today," and they'll be like, "Yeah, he's doing pretty good." And like the people don't know what she's saying, but at a certain point, like there was a moment where a couple of people knew, so she would say stuff, and people would just look at her like, "Shut the fuck up!" Like, we need Joey to beat Nick's baseball guy because Joey is the biggest Giants fan I know.
It was probably the last game of the season. If the Giants won, they were going to be number 1 with 107 wins, which they did. If they lost and the Dodgers won, then the Giants were, or then the Dodgers were going to be number 1 in the NL West. Then the other person was going to have to play
close?
in the then the
Holy
other person was
shit.
going to have to play in the wild card game to play in for the 4th spot in the division.
Yeah, the
It was a
wild
whole
card
thing.
games are the best, Nick,
And
because
it's
it's
the dumbest
one game,
thing.
you got to win and you're out.
And
that
they
should be all
had
baseball, by the way.
respectively 106 and 107 wins, and it's dumb that a team with that many wins was gonna have to play in the wild card game. Personally,
I mean,
Giants won,
to see if the guy had put it that way, it sounds excited. But instead, he was just droning on and on about baseball, and he was wearing shorts. And I'm like, I don't respect any of this.
it's Pleasanton. They wear shorts in Pleasanton.
What kind of shorts?
They were big cargo shorts, but actually, they fit in
Like
well.
canvas?
Good job.
All sorts of
All right, sports. Joe.
Yeah.
What's up with the series now?
It's tied 2-2. They're playing tonight to go into the NLCS. I'm stressed.
Wow, to play my
And
Braves.
And we're going to
Is this the
see
World
fucking
Series?
Halloween kills tonight. No,
it's
the division to get in this. It's the
How many
first
divisions
round.
are there? Why
So,
do people care about
Nick,
it?
Nick, there's it's basically like they call it different things. It's basically like the first round, the semifinals, and then the finals. It's the divisional series. The winners from that play in the championship series, meaning you become the champion of either the National League or the American League.
Right.
And then the
That's
winners
the
from
pennant,
that play
right?
in
You
the
get a
World
pennant.
Series. Yes,
Yes.
that's the pennant. Yes.
That's what the Cleveland Indians were doing in Major League. That they were trying to win the pennant, right?
Right. Because they were playing the White Sox or whatever in part
They were
2
playing
at
the
least.
Yankees.
In part 2, they're playing the White Sox. Yeah, I'm thinking of the super roided out dude who was a dick. That's exciting, Joe. Thank you for the all sorts of sports update.
No
Can
problem.
you gonna play her out? You gonna be?
I want to stay in sport. I want to stay in sports for just a sec, Andy.
Okay, I'll play the outro later.
allow. Thank you. In 2008, one of my closest friends, James Burke, who you all know very well, he has very few loves in life, But one of the loves that he has is the SF Giants. And another love is the Halloween movies.
Okay.
He fucking loves the Halloween movies. And in 2008, we were fresh out of high school, like before we even in college yet. And we're in this situation where, you know, a couple of our friends had girlfriends. A couple of us had not. James Burke, one of those people.
Which one?
Went to
had
a
a girlfriend
party.
or had not had a girlfriend?
Had not had a girlfriend. Had not had a girlfriend.
Huge shocker.
And he goes to this party, this house party, and then he was wearing the patented James Burke outfit, which is
A giant.
SF
jersey.
Giants head to toe.
Yeah.
And then he met a girl who was wearing Giants shit head to toe. They were hitting it off, everything going perfectly. And we're all literally getting live text updates. I wasn't at this party, but we're hearing like, yo, there's a girl talking to James. Like, this is crazy.
It's Girl Burke. It's Girl Burke.
Like, holy fuck. And so it ended with her asking him on a date, essentially. And he turned her down because it was the night that the new Halloween movie was coming out. And she didn't want to watch it. So he went to watch the fucking Halloween movie.
Did he end up going out with her?
Oh, they ended up getting married. Now they're divorced.
Okay. Sure. Okay.
Yeah.
This makes a lot of sense.
So
This
it
makes a
all
lot of
adds
sense.
up. It all adds up. But
So
here
ride
we
or
are.
die.
Here we are. So ride or die. And here we are today, where James Burke is put in an even more difficult conundrum because it is not just it's a girl. He has two options. Is he gonna go watch Halloween Kills with us, or is he gonna watch the SF versus his freaking rivals, the Dodgers?
Watch the Dodger game. See the
Yeah.
thing
He's
tomorrow.
definitely
The
gonna watch
movie's
the
out all
game.
weekend.
He wants to
right?
see it with us. The problem with James, though, is whether they win or lose, he's going to be in a bad place. They're either going to win, he's to be like, yeah, let's get fucked up. Or they're going to lose, he's to be like, let's get fucked up. And I really hope that's not the one. You know what I mean?
Well, either way, I'm going to drive home. Andy,
That's
before we get
crazy.
out of all sorts of sports, did you say what the thread was? Because you found the thread.
Found the thread. YouTube
back.
TV.
Gotta know.
After the Braves had finished one of their games, I just kind of left YouTube TV on and I'm scrolling through the guide. And I ended up leaving YouTube TV on very, very late at night. And then I looked through the guide and it was about 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning. And I was at the point where I'm like, let me just look for some Office episodes. What's on Adult Swim? What's on Comedy Central? Are they showing old reruns of South Park or some shit like that? You know, because it's not in my rhythm, Tim. I don't have the rhythm to just open up the TV and look through it, you know? I'm usually just on Twitch or some shit. And I'm scrolling through and TNT has a banger of a late night lineup. And this is like 1 in the morning to like 4 in the morning.
Yes.
Batman versus Superman,
Hell yeah.
followed by the Justice League.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
So you're
And I
looking
was
for something
like-
to put you to sleep?
They're better off showing infomercials, homie. Like you got dude, you can show anything else. The poor TNT viewers.
Oh, well, it's TNT viewers. They're used to it. Ladies and
Yeah.
gentlemen, we're going to take a quick break to tell you about our sponsors.
This episode is brought to you by Uncommon Goods. If you're on a mission to be the best gift giver ever this season, it's never too early to start looking. No matter who you're shopping for, Uncommon Goods is the place to find remarkable and truly original gifts for anyone. Some of the cool things I got recently were there's a baseball park map pint glasses that I got for one of my good friends, James Burke. He doesn't know it's coming yet, but he is going to absolutely love the Oracle Park one. And also Gia got this puzzle that is really cool. Puzzles are always a fun thing, right? Uncommon Goods looks for products that are high quality, unique, and often handmade. They have the most meaningful, out of the ordinary gifts anywhere. And with every purchase you make, Uncommon Goods gives $1 back to a nonprofit partner of your choice. So make your holiday season stress-free. Check out their selection of thousands of items. To get 15% off your next gift, go to uncommongoods.com/kindafunny. That's uncommongoods.com/kindafunny for 15% off. Don't miss out on this limited time offer. uncommongoods.com/kindafunny. We're all out of the ordinary. Next up, shout out to Me Undies. Are you afraid of the glow in the dark? Well, shield your eyes because the new Me Undies Halloween just dropped dead. If there's one collection you don't want to ghost, it's this one. I always love MeUndies. I always love their themed collections, and I especially love when they get fun, like with the Halloween ones. We're glowing in the dark, baby. MeUndies are made from natural fibers sourced from beechwood trees, making their micro-modal fabric soft, breathable, and dangerously cozy. And I can attest to all of that. Of course, even right now, wearing my MeUndies shirt, my lounge pants, my undies, and socks. I love the micro-modal fabric all over my body. It is so soft, and I love being a big soft boy. You can get your spooky season up and haunting with 5 new prints: I See You, My Boo, Tricks and Treats, Lazy Bones, and Lazy Pumpkin. MeUndies has a great offer for you first-time purchasers out there. You can get 15% off and free shipping. To get 50% off your first order, free shipping, and 100% satisfaction guarantee, go to MeUndies.com/morning. That's MeUndies.com/morning. And finally, shout out to HelloFresh. Spooky season is also extra busy season, but one thing you can take off your plate is meal planning and grocery shopping, because HelloFresh is here to keep you stocked and chopped. They deliver pre-measured ingredients and mouth-watering recipes directly to you. We're talking fresh, going from the farm to your door within a week, so you get the convenience without the sacrifice in quality. HelloFresh offers fantastic variety with over 50 menu and market items to choose from every week, including vegetarian, so it works great for Paula and Kevin, calorie smart, and even gourmet options. And they're bringing out all the fall options too, like one pot broccoli mac and cheese to make weeknight meals super easy. That sounds fantastic, and I really, really hope that I get to try that one. Cool Greg's been using HelloFresh. Blessing's been using HelloFresh. Kind of Funny is a HelloFresh family. Go to HelloFresh.com/morning14 and use code morning14 for up to 14 free meals, including free shipping. That's up to 14 free meals, including free shipping at HelloFresh.com/morning14. Use code morning14.
And we're back. And we're back.
I have a confession. I want to keep the confessions going here.
Oh,
I have challenged Joey to come up with a confession of
really
her own.
stressful.
And she replies
working on
in
it.
all caps, "This is a lot of pressure."
Joey-
I just love the pressure is on.
Here's one thing I'll tell you as a person who's been podcasting for a really long time.
Mhm.
Just make something up,
I
and
knew that's what you were
50%
gonna say.
just chances are Andy won't call you on it.
Right.
If you
right.
wait
I'm
until
such
Andy's
a bad
looking
liar.
if you wait until Andy's looking down,
So
he's
is
looking at something
Nick.
on his desk for like a snack or something, he won't listen to you. That's when I slide in a lot of the
Mm.
lies that I say.
That's not true. No.
See, that was a lie, and no one caught me on it. Exactly.
Earlier in the show, Andy was talking about like how the different vibes and chemistry of different people hosting, and how when Greg's gone, it's a truly different vibe to the show. And I think it really comes down to that, like, it feels like Dad's away, even though calling Greg Dad, which I guess works more now than ever. But
Put a Y
in
on
terms
that.
of us,
Daddy and the baby. Yeah.
Yeah.
you know, I hate all of that. But it's like, it feels weird. It feels like, oh, we get to be in control. We get to have all this fun. I had like a flip version of that yesterday happen to me, where Blessing was supposed to host Games Daily, and he was supposed to prep it, and he was doing it with Andy. And Andy's been doing Games Daily a whole bunch, and they've been killing it. It's been awesome. But last minute, Blessing hit me up. I was like, hey, my voice is gone. Like, I already prepped the show for you. Can you come in? Can you just host it with Andy? And I'm like, oh, yeah, of course, whatever. So I do it. I have never been that fucking nervous running a show in years. I don't know what it was. There was
I won't even
something
watch it.
about doing it with Andy, like in that tandem. It's just me and him. We're doing Games Daily, and it
Is
was a
it-
show that I didn't prep. Like,
Yeah, I think that's got to be what it is, right?
it was,
Yeah.
I wanted to impress you so bad, and I don't know why. I don't know why. I'm like, fuck, I've done the show
Andy's-
hundreds of times, if not a
Have
thousand
you ever done it with
times.
Andy though?
yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Mm.
It's because Andy's big time now.
I
It's
really,
because-
I really think it is the fact that you didn't prep the show.
Yeah, I do too.
And you don't necessarily, we're opening these news stories, and it's like we get to glance at the news stories, but these aren't necessarily stories that you have been reading up on or anything like that. So I think that's probably what it was.
Which is so funny though, because like I had this feeling that I was internalizing, that I realized I was like, I don't want to let Andy down right now. And like, as I was thinking that, I would immediately have a follow-up thought, why the fuck do I care? Like, it's
You
Andy,
gotta
he
let that
doesn't
go.
give a shit. Andy
You gotta
doesn't
let that
care.
go.
We're having
Yeah.
a good time. And we had a great
Yeah.
time. It was a great show. But it was just so funny. I was so in my head about it.
We had a
Andy and I spent the
fantastic
majority-
time.
Yeah.
We spent the majority of Monday fighting squirrels. Andy doesn't care.
Oh, it
What?
takes two.
And it takes
It takes
Oh,
two.
oh,
It takes
okay.
It was super fun.
I mean, as we're on the topic of confessions, confession starts with a C, so does compliments. Okay.
Okay.
I'm saying it right here. I think Tim Geddes is the best podcaster at Kind of Funny. Period.
Ooh,
Period.
shots fucking fired.
Period.
I don't know if I would agree, but I'll take it.
When it comes to
Shots
when
fired.
it comes to talking on In Review and Games Daily and Games Cast, I think Tim is the total package, and for that I am in. And that's where I buy in. I'm a shark.
I like it.
we're
Shark
on,
Tank. Shark Tank. Yeah.
I was gonna say Pawn Stars.
Pawn
Pawn Sharks.
Yeah. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate
absolutely.
that a lot.
Yeah, we'll see what the General Slack has to say about that, ladies and gentlemen. we'll see what the General Slack has to say about that.
Fucking Nick, dude. I don't like that. I don't
I'm
like
just
that.
picturing
Let it
that Michael Jordan clip from the documentary. It's like, and I took that
And I took
personally,
that
and that's
personally.
Nick right now.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I'm not saying that I'm the best host by any stretch of the imagination. I mean, if you want Exhibit A, listen to my intro from yesterday's podcast where I just stopped. It just my brain the cog hit and it stopped, and I was like, well, someone has to say something.
I will
Gotta
say
be me.
this. I will say this. Obviously, it feels like Greg might be the most offended by that statement, but
That's what-
Greg isn't on In Review.
Yeah.
I think Tim and Greg have very similar skill sets in the games world, but when it comes to reviewing and analyzing film and TV and what feels good and why this felt off, I think Tim takes a cake, and for that,
Wow.
I am in. Pawn Sharks.
That's so cool. That's so
I would
cool.
say, all kidding aside, I do think Tim is a phenomenal podcast host. I think you're
It's
a
my
great
favorite
podcast-
episode we've had in a while, guys.
I think first, I think you're a phenomenal producer of the podcast as well. That's why I think that you excel there. But when it comes down to sheer, like, I think everyone has their strengths. I think Greg is a
Yeah.
great host. But I think well-roundedness, yeah, I would give a nudge to Tim potentially on that one.
Look, I'll take it.
usually get
If I'm just the Mario and Mario Kart of Kind of Funny podcasts,
Mhm.
that is pretty damn cool. You know, I don't excel at any one thing, but I'm
No,
there.
that's
and
not
I'm gonna
true.
Be all
That's
right.
not true.
I'm gonna be
That's-
all right.
You excel. You excel.
Let's welcome to the podcast, Paris. Paris Lily joined the podcast. What's going on, Paris?
Maybe not.
Uh-oh.
No, I'm here.
Oh, there
I'm
he
here.
is.
Okay,
I'm here.
Okay.
I'm here. I saw the message,
Uh-huh.
and I would just simply say that the best host on Kind of Funny is clearly Snowbike Mike, because
Oh, okay.
he has to put up with me and Gary every week.
Oh,
That is true.
Paris,
That
he
is
also
all
has to put up
true.
with me and Andy every week as well. So that's
That
something
is
maybe
true.
you don't have eyes on that. But I'm actually worse than Gary, I think. Yeah, I would say.
That's very debatable.
Any given Sunday, you know.
I do want to give a shout out to Blessing as well, who responded
Thank
to
you,
that
Paris.
thread and said, "My voice is
thank you.
gone." Thanks, Paris. He said, "My voice is gone, Mike. Someone needs to go on there and talk about Mike Howard." Yeah, Blessing gives a vote to Snowbike Mike as well.
There
So
you
that's
go.
two.
Well, I don't know if
Snowbike
that's
Mike.
I don't know if that's a vote for Snowbike Mike, or as much as Blessing would like to challenge but doesn't have a voice and is calling on Mike to come in and challenge.
Oh, I see. I misread that.
Oh.
Like
I
present his
understand.
thing.
Well, if Snowbike Mike is not
my
a
confession
coward,
is
he
I
can
think
get
you
on it,
guys
right?
are all wrong. Tim's that's my confession. You guys are wrong. Tim's not the best host.
Good
Yeah.
confession.
That's my confession. Tim was
Joey, that's not a confession. You're just either agree or
I
disagree.
know,
with
but I'm
me.
too stressed
We
out by
want-
having to
do
come
that,
up with a
Nick. You-
confession.
You're the one that told her to just say something like that.
You
Yeah,
got to
it's
come up with a
true,
more creative
Nick.
lie than that. Like, I want to know if you ever
Yeah,
found
but I
that thing you
don't have
lost.
to- No, you guys so much. No, I haven't, because I haven't looked for my glasses that I lost 6 months ago. By the time we talked about it yesterday, that's just not.
You're
I
gonna
haven't
find
looked
them
for
one
it.
of these days.
I have no
One of these
reference
days
for
I
this
will.
story.
So
Here's the thing, Joey.
months ago.
I'm going to give you a follow-up challenge to this for some
Thank
more
you.
context if you want to have it. It's another confession that I'm looking for. But the headline for this episode is going to be our confessions now that Greg Miller's gone.
Oh,
Okay.
gosh.
Okay.
That
So if
is
you want to
some
just
clarification.
roll with that, think about it. Think about
Thank
it. No
you.
rush. We can talk about whatever we want until we get
I'll
there.
confess something right now, Joey. Right now.
Go for it, Nick.
Last time I did my confession, my penance was to watch The Departed. I'm not going to do it. And
What?
even in the live chat,
Can you
they
do
were
that?
saying it's like the 10th anniversary or 20th anniversary or some
Dude,
shit of The
I don't
Departed.
think you can do that.
And you know what? I'll wait another
15.
20 years. before I
You
watch
can't
that
if you
shit
can't
again.
respect your punishment, then you can't respect your rewards.
One time, my only
No.
time I
Want you
ever
to
went
know
to
that,
a
Nick.
Catholic confession. Thank you, Kevin. We'll get some sweet potato fries. We can talk about that later. the one time I went to Catholic confession, Kevin, if you must know, I sat and I told this old man priest all the things that I had done.
Just made up a story.
Did you lie? You lie about diddling? Were you
I
don't
didn't
masturbate?
lie. I didn't lie, but we all like our almonds sugar coated. You know what I mean? We don't want just a raw almond. You want to sugar coat the outside of it a little bit so it makes it a little more palatable. I wasn't like, yo, I'm beating that thing like it owes me money. I was like, I swore a lot, and I basically told him what I thought was going to incur an appropriate punishment for what I thought I had done. Does that make sense? Like I wasn't going to spill the beans, but I'm like, I'm happy saying a couple Hail Marys. This is a negotiation, obviously. That was the only time I've ever gone to confession because you have to do it one time when you're a kid, and then they expect you to come back. And ever since then, I'm like, I'm not gonna. I don't even think I did the penance either. He was like, go do the 5 Hail Marys, and I was like, I'll do three.
You have to go and do it, and then you immediately do it, and you're like, huh? I guess that's it. I've done it.
I imagine Nick in confession just trying to come up with something to have to say so that he could just be kind of part of something. And I just picture him being like, yeah, I gotta confess, I killed a man.
Murdered a man.
And being like, wait, what are you talking about? Like, well, like, are you serious? Like, yeah, I was, I was on a grassy knoll and it was a president. Like, no, you're not. You didn't kill JFK. Like, stop lying.
Oh, I thought you were gonna go along with the lyrics to the Queen song, "Mama just killed a man," and just see how long Nick can go.
Oh no,
Priest catches on, "Mama, just killed a man." Put a bullet in his head, pulled the trigger, and now he's dead. And the guy's like, Is that Freddie Mercury recording? And then I just do the B thing where I just wait a pregnant pause for a second. I go, I killed 2 men.
Either that or there's going to be a 38-year-old man and Nick is like a 10-year-old and 38-year-old man is in the conventional booth like, I killed a man, I'm a murderer, and I feel terrible. And then Nick pops in like, I killed a man too. Like, no, you didn't. Yeah. Stop. You're 10 years old.
I want to be a part of it. I just want to be a part of this man killing. It's so ridiculous. Dude, the Catholic confession process is fucking weird. And I understand that it could be therapeutic for people, but it is a strange thing that they make you do.
What is a Hail Mary? I don't even understand.
It's a prayer.
Prayer.
But
it's also used in a football term.
Yes. I know Tupac and I know football. But hold on, let me rephrase that. I know Tupac.
I was gonna say
I know that it's Hail Mary is like your last ditch effort in football. What that actually means in terms of plays, I don't know, but I think you just throw it really far.
Right? It's a long ball. Right? Yeah, you just throw it as far as you possibly can, try to get it.
Tim, you're a co-owner of a football team. Like, you know football.
I know fucking football. But when it comes to do 5 Hail Marys as penance for your sins and all that shit, like how much time is that taken? Is a Hail Mary, is it like the Pledge of Allegiance?
Hail Mary full of grace, Lord,
sure,
the kingdom come, they will be done, and the earth is heaven. Blessed is
no way.
Something. Amen. That was like, it's very quick.
I think you put like 3 different prayers together, but yeah.
Does that count? Like if you like rush through it like that?
Yeah, you do one.
Yeah.
What you do is they want you to go outside and reflect on what you've done. You go, you sit in the pew, you kneel down. Everything smells old like dust, and you just say it to yourself a bunch of times. Now, if you fuck up real bad, they make you do a rosary. That's a motherfucker. That's something you don't want to screw with. That means it's a prayer for every
30
bead.
or 40
and you have to go through it.
Something
You do the bead, do a prayer, do the bead, do a prayer, do the bead, do prayer. And I used to, the weird thing about me is I hated church, but I loved rosary beads. I thought they were so cool.
Yep, they are really cool.
Because you know why, Kevin? Because the priests always had them in The Exorcist.
Oh, see, I was thinking, don't they play a big part in Boondock Saints?
Assassination.
Like someone has them, right? That he's constantly walking with.
I was never a Boondock Saints guy. I don't like that.
It's been a while since I've seen it.
Are rosaries that, like, I don't know if this is a cultural thing or if this is a, like, depends on where you live or whatever, but did you all have family members that would do the rosary before the funeral? Is that a thing?
Yeah, it's a I feel like that's a Latin thing.
I think
right?
A lot.
Dude,
probably, maybe.
But like
I don't know.
all that stuff, I'm like, can we? You know what I mean? Like he's dead. I'm not. I'm still living. Do I need?
Because the rosary was always the day before the funeral with like the actual burial, but the rosary you would just kind of meet up at the funeral home, or you meet up at somebody's house, and there's always like pan dulce, and there's always like
the Italians do the
treats
same thing.
You just kind of eat and kind of hang out or whatever.
Italians love nothing more than a good funeral. If someone dies, it is like, oh, we found our purpose for the next week and a half. It's because Italians don't really party. It's just everyone wears black. The widow wears black for years. It's a whole weekend of your life of overeating and melodrama and crying and services that last so long that your butt cheeks go numb. As a child, I dreaded going into any of this stuff. And I hated Italian weddings. It was like an hour, because they used to do the wedding. They do mass first and then the wedding. And you're like, are you fucking kidding me? I gotta be here for
So
2
long.
hours. And then, like, that was the cool thing about my mom, though, because if we ever had one, she'd be like, this is your church for the week. And I was like, yes, I don't have to go back on Sunday. Because
That's where-
and then my mom
Nick-
yeah, what's up?
That's where they got the name of the show, First We Feast, because it was like before we bury the person, first we feast. Did you know that?
Oh, no,
Yeah.
I did not know that.
I
Is
just made that up.
Is that
That was,
that was good. See, Joey, perfect. I didn't catch that. Now, Joey, it's your turn. What happened? You make something up fun.
Okay, yeah, well, just put me on the spot. That's
You
gonna
make
go
up,
well.
you make something up fun.
No, I would like to say that Nick, you are excommunicado now that you are just defying.
Oh.
Because I didn't watch The Departed?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're
That's
defying. You're
You know what, Joey?
your
I watched The
penance.
Departed.
No, he's
No, you
lying.
didn't.
Joey, this is it. He's lying again. He's lying right there. He's
I
not
watched it. Remember that? Oh, it's so cool at the end when they just
God, fuck.
everyone kills each other, and it's like, oh, he killed him too, crazy. And then Mark Wahlberg goes, "Hey, how about I wear those things that nurses wear on their feet so they don't leave tracks on stuff? Hey, do you guys know that I have my hair wrapped up in one of those things too? They're very versatile. Hey, what's that outside? It's something shiny. I think it's just the glint on the window."
Tim, did you have a confession you were gonna make?
Me?
Yeah.
I think he made
Already
it,
did.
didn't he?
Oh.
He said that he thinks he's the best podcast host.
That's not what I said. That's not at all what I said.
Ah.
Evan, do you have any confessions?
No.
We need to have one.
I
Though.
don't
You're supposed to be.
believe. Yeah.
Oh,
I-
Kevin,
I'm
you got
not-
so many confessions.
not
How many?
on-
Stop. How many milkshakes did you have today? Tell the truth.
None. I
Tell the
had
truth before
none.
God. How many
Not
milkshakes
yet?
are you gonna have at Red Robin? Tell the truth. Tell
I
the
don't
truth
think
before
I'm.
God.
I don't think I'm allowed to have even one at Red Robin.
What if I
Didn't we
distract
pick Red
your
Robin
wife?
because Kevin wanted a milkshake?
Yes,
No,
that's
we
exactly
picked it.
why
We picked it for Paula. I already explained this to you.
Kevin did the
There's video
thing-
proof. I sent
No,
video
no,
proof
no,
into
no,
assets.
No, Kevin
Can we
did the
watch
thing
the
where
video
he-
proof?
Let's watch
No, let's not do that. Let's not do
it.
that.
See, here's what I think. Kevin did the thing where he talked Paula into being excited about Red Robin, and by
didn't.
talked her into. I mean, he wore
Nick,
her down
I
until she just
sent
agreed.
you. I sent you the proof, and
didn't
you
watch it.
refused to watch it, which
refused to
blows
watch that
my
thing.
mind. Because it's like you don't have to be sitting here just making shit up. You could just watch the video and be like, oh yeah, she was very excited.
But then it's more fun for me because then I get to exist in the world of imagination. Unlike Joey, who's so damn who's just too rooted in reality to play with us right now.
I
Joey,
love
tell me you found
that
the glasses.
we have to change our plans because because Paul's a vegetarian, and when you all change plans for me, it's just because I'm picky.
Again, I honestly
just
think
like,
that
oh, Annie doesn't like sandwiches. Let's go somewhere else. I
That is
appreciate
the
that.
bullshit.
I
that is a
appreciate that.
weird thing about you that I wish I could change because I don't eat sandwiches often. I usually do like so Red Robin's great for me because I'm like cool burgers, maybe sweet potato fries, is fine. But every once in a while, I'm like, let's just fuck up at Jersey Mike's. Let's just fuck up at Jersey Mike's. And Andy's like, cool, I'm not gonna come. And I like hanging out with
Hey,
you
Mike,
more
what
than I
else
like
you got,
hanging out.
Mike? Hey, Jersey Mike, what else you got back there? You got some
Lettuce.
hamburger meat? Put some fucking hamburger meat in that. Let me get a little burger. You know what I mean?
I don't think they have
But
that.
I guess the question, because burgers aren't that different from sandwiches.
No, that's what's weird.
No,
That's
you
what's
guys.
You just
this
not
totally
like that
By the
they're.
way- by the way,
do you just
he
not
likes-
like that they're cold. Like
He
it's
likes
a huge,
Alfredo
not warm.
pasta,
difference.
Joey.
No, I don't.
I thought you did. I thought you like shrimp scampi, like shrimp Alfredo pasta. Don't you love that?
No, that's a different thing. Shrimp scampi.
Tim
and
is
Alfredo
making a
with
face right now
shrimp?
because Tim doesn't understand that you were making a reference to mac and cheese.
Yeah.
Because you just jumped to one story without any connection point whatsoever.
You know what's funny? I saw someone say it in the live chat. I thought I said it out loud. Yeah. My apologies. I'd like to apologize to everyone watching this, but I will not apologize to people listening to this. I refuse to. I refuse to.
Wait, what did they say in chat?
Oh, they say he does. He also doesn't like mac and cheese, and I was like, "That's a good point, person in chat. He doesn't like mac and cheese."
I love it. I
And
fucking
like,
love
here's
it.
the thing: like, I've worked with Nick enough to where I know what's happening up there,
Mhm.
and you just kind of gotta decipher it sometimes. You gotta-
I get it. It's
You nailed
maddening.
it. You
It's
nailed
maddening to
it.
hear myself say it and go, "Why?"
Andy,
he brought
do you
up- he
also
brought up
have
the
chat
Alfredo-
open?
No, but I
Okay,
knew that's
you
where he
just
was going with
figured-
it. I just knew, Kevin. He said Andy likes Alfredo, and Tim is like, "What are you talking about?"
Well, no,
How-
that wasn't that. I followed along with it. I was more sitting here thinking, like, are we really about to get into the sandwiches versus burgers conversation again? And then the pasta thing came up, and I'm like, how close are we going to fly to the sun on this one? Let's see where it goes. But it ended in a fantastic place. And I don't even know why I said ended. We're still in it.
No, we're still going. So here's the thing. I normally don't point fingers at people. I always take the blame when I am stupid. I always take it. But I'm gonna take the full blame, the full weight of this blame, and throw it on Cody Hagler's shoulders in the live chat.
Yeah.
120% his fault. He said Andy eats mac and cheese while Nick watches The Departed. That was the comment that I saw in the Patreon only live chat right now that threw me off my game. So Cody, you're timed out. You're not allowed to post. No, he just posted again. The burger debate was going to be in the chat.
Nick, just so that we're clear, shrimp scampi not the same as fettuccine alfredo with shrimp. They like different noodles, different sauce. They just both have shrimp.
One is a sauce, like one is an oil. One is like garlic and oil and stuff.
Yeah,
Fettuccine
and that's the scampi.
Alfredo, Andy.
No, like I don't hate it, but when I have had it, I'm like, I'd rather be eating a lot of other pastas.
Can we have this real talk conversation that fettuccine alfredo is not that good?
Oh, it's not, Joe.
All right,
It's
chill the
really
fuck out.
not.
Chill.
Yeah,
Chill,
Kevin.
guys,
Kevin,
guys.
Joey, please.
Here's the
Can you
thing.
time her
Here's
out,
the thing. No, I don't wanna
Can
do
that be my confession? It's,
Joe,
I
fist
would
pump.
say it's not good.
Fist pump.
No, that's not like it, you guys.
No,
Nick,
Nick,
you're
you
not
don't-
in this. Here's the thing.
It's
It can hurt your stomach. Like you have to get the right. Like it's got to be made the right way.
Very creamy.
But
I
if
I think
you
that
get
is specifically a Kevin issue. I don't think that is a universal fettuccine
no.
He's very
It-
lactose intolerant.
it
That's his
help-
body telling him to stop.
But right, like the it's
hold
not.
on. What just happened, Kevin? You started freaking out like, no. You look over and then you look at your watch. Like
I got a text. A car drove by and I got a
okay.
text. Yeah.
Okay. You had to look at it.
I don't- what do you mean?
Mid-conversation of Tiny
I don't- what do you- what do you-
Kevin,
Car
not
drove
show.
by,
All right, so
and
what
you got
is
a
it-
text. I just want to clarify that's what you just said.
A car drove by.
Well, I mean,
and
that's why I
got a
look
text.
left because I got a giant window over here on my side, Joey, and like it's right next to me, not like you where it's like behind you. So like, I'm a little kid. These things that catch my attention, I'm constantly a dog. You know,
I mean, Kevin, I'm right there with
He hears the
Kevin, I'm right
sound
there
to
with
his
you.
left. He then gets a notification on his watch about the thing on his left.
I was
And none of
still
it's relevant.
talking. I was still talking. I mean, it didn't slow me down any more than normal. Anyways, all I'm saying is, isn't it like an issue because of the high oil content or fat content of fettuccine alfredo or alfredo
It's
sauce in
it's
general?
cream sauce, right? They make
Yeah.
it out of like thick
It like
cream.
it's not just it's not a lactose intolerant thing where it hurts my
No,
stomach.
it'll fuck your stomach up.
Yeah,
that's
it's
why I don't
so
get it
much
too heavy.
fat in it that it makes people often makes people sick.
Yeah, but
That's
Kevin,
why
here's the
it's
real-
really
I'm
hard to
talking about a
reheat.
taste profile
Kevin-
thing. Like I just don't think it's good.
No,
Yeah,
I just want
Joey
to
and I-
clarify. I understand that. I just want to clarify the stomach pain thing. That's not just a me.
We didn't need clarification.
Well, no, Joey said it was a
You're
lactose
making
intolerant
but
thing.
you're clarifying a point that Andy and I aren't making.
No, you said it, Joey. You said that it was a lactose intolerant thing a minute
No.
ago.
No,
But
she's
that's your stomach
why?
hurting.
Kevin. The conversation went like this, like
Look.
just in an order of operations. The conversation went like this. Me and Joey agreed that we don't like fettuccine Alfredo because we just don't like it, and it's likely because of the taste. And Kevin said, "Yeah, but I think when it hurts your stomach," and we were like, "Where's this coming from? We're not talking about stomach."
I'm pretty sure I said that it was good, and Joey was like, or maybe I did say something. It doesn't matter. It's delicious.
Let me see if I
It's
can. Let me see if I can
delicious.
correct that. Kevin said that if it hurts your stomach, and I think I said, "Well, Kevin, that's because you're lactose
There
intolerant."
it is.
And
There
then
it is.
you
There-
said,
there- yeah.
Then you went on that long diatribe that I zoned
Yeah.
out for, and now I'm just I
sure.
untimed out Cody in
Nick,
the chat. That's
you
what I
were
spent that
you
time
were
doing.
listening. You responded mid diatribe.
But where is Ray Narvaez in this? That's what I really want to know.
Where are the Pokemon shinies?
Here's what I'm going to go back and we'll put the final word on the Alfredo. I love the fettuccine.
I want a
Alfredo.
word.
So good.
The
Tim
best
Davis, Tim
podcaster
Funny.
would like a word.
Oh no, I'm just saying.
I'm
I
sorry,
want a
the
word
best-
before.
best-
Oh, it's blessing coming in?
Before we end
first.
it.
I just don't want it to be the final word.
Okay,
I'll say it
so
now.
we'll
I'll
say the
say
final
it.
word. We want to say the final word. I'll do my point. Then I'll kick it to you.
Go for it.
And then it'll be good. Here's what I'll say. Kevin said it's hard to reheat. First off, you're an animal. You don't reheat Alfredo Alfredo. You just eat it cold like a fucking man.
No, it
Second
separates,
off-
Nick.
No, it's great. Second off, the reason I can't eat fettuccine Alfredo is because it goes so well with garlic bread and a fucking heap load of Parmesan. That's why it turns my stomach, because it's like putting a brick of cream and cheese into your stomach. And I'll be honest with you, Kevin, you put that in front of me right now, I know it's going to be bad. I know it's going to hurt, but it's going to
Oh my
hurt good. And
God.
I do it anyway. Tim,
Nick,
kind of funny.
Real quick, remember that time, Nick? We were like, "Don't eat all that Parmesan cheese," and you're like,
The cheese
I'm
crisp?
I'm just gonna eat all the
threw
Parmesan
up.
cheese." We were like, "Nick, stop!" And then you threw up, and you're like, "I don't know what's wrong, guys."
Yeah.
I think. What was it? Dave and Buster's food is
It's
gone.
Dave
Like was
David
bad.
Buster's, and we were all like, Nick, stop eating the cheese.
It was
Stop eating the cheese. Then
Joey-
later we walked around in Target,
about
walking
this.
off, and Nick's like, I gotta
don't feel good.
puke.
I don't feel so good.
And we were like, Nick, because you got mad when we were like, Nick, you should not eat all of that Parmesan cheese, and you were like, look, guys, I know my body.
This
Sometimes,
was the
Kevin,
challenge.
sometimes you gotta
Nick
walk
heard
the
it
tightrope
and was
if
like,
you
"No,
walk the
I'm gonna
glory.
eat it all now."
Well, you know why, Joey? Because it reminded me. Joey, you grew up Catholic, right? Did you go to
I
Catholic
did.
church?
I
Do you
went to
remember-
Catholic
you
school
remember
through
this-
high school.
Remember the stained glass pictures
Yeah.
of Jesus where they showed it with the big halo behind him?
Hmm.
And I always thought it was weird because I was like, that it was like, it's supposed to be like a sunburst kind of halo thing, but it looked like that big Parmesan crisp thing that was in my plate. And I was like, I'm gonna eat that because it reminded me of the body of Christ.
That's how we
Christ,
connected.
for Christ,
That's,
for Christ.
that's how we connected it. Yeah, I was
Tim,
wondering
did you
how.
finish your point? I can't remember if you talked.
I mean, at this point, the point is not important, but I do want to make it that Joey started this saying that Alfredo, fettuccine Alfredo, whatever you want to call it, not that good. And I stand with you that it's not that good. But then y'all took it too far saying that it's bad. It is not bad. But I am with you that, like, I do think that it is. Anybody that says they fucking love it, I'm always like, okay, I feel like your tastes are a little off here. Because, like, it's totally fine, but I feel like it easily can be bad. And sometimes can be pretty great. But it's consistently not that good.
I found myself doing the thing that a lot of us do on In Review. Hey, this movie is fine. What? You're crazy. No, yeah, the movie fucking sucks, actually. Like where you double down.
Yeah.
I think fettuccine alfredo is fine. It's like never my go-to. I think it's good with like bread and garlic bread and Texas
Alright.
toast and stuff like
Alright.
that. But
Dip it
Yeah.
in.
I don't want to. It would never be my first choice. I think it's kind of like just bland, and I don't love the taste, but I'll eat it.
Andy,
Scarpino from KindaFunny.
if I say to you, Andy, we have two choices. Andy, welcome to Nick Scarpino's Trattoria, right? We have two menu
It's
specials
restaurant.
on the special menu right now. Two specials. Would you like to hear the specials, Andy?
I would love to hear the specials.
Our first special tonight is a plate of fettuccine alfredo with fresh garlic shrimp in there. We also have some garlic toast that's going to go on the side, and we will finish that off with some fresh Parmesan. Or our second special is just a thick plate of penne bolognese, right? And this has just a nice hearty meat sauce to it. It's a tomato sauce to it. Also comes with garlic bread and a ton of Parmesan cheese on top. Which one would you like to pick today, sir?
I don't need the heat ton of Parmesan cheese. You can maybe
That's
exceed
how
those.
it comes. That's how it comes.
I will take the penne bolognese with
Yeah.
the tomato sauce because I
think I'd
like
take
that
that now.
combination more with the garlic bread.
Yeah, I agree.
Hold the heaps, sir. Please.
Yeah, hold the
You're
heat.
getting
Of, yeah.
You guys ever
In
seen my
fact,
brother?
toast it, please. Yeah.
You want to see something that is amazing? Watch Matt Scarpino. Watch the person use the entire brick of Parmesan cheese on his pasta. It's to the point where it gets awkward, where the guy's still going, and Matt just sort of like he'll start a conversation with someone to the left. And the guy stops, and Matt will be like, "What do you? Did I tell you to stop? Like, what is happening here?" Tim's kind of funny.
Thank you. I'm only raising my hand to point out the fact that no one probably noticed that fucking Kevin is raising his hand because it's the smallest hand.
I'm not watching.
Well,
it.
I'm not watching the
Not watching
stream.
it.
So sorry, Kevin. I heard you getting frustrated that Nick chose me over you, but just so you understand, it's because we can't see.
Thank you. I have a confession now.
Thank God.
Thank you.
And this is totally true. Fettuccine Alfredo has always been my favorite pasta.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah.
We always
And
love the
it-
things that hurt us most.
It's very difficult because obviously the fat content, as we discussed earlier, hurts my tummy, and it's
high.
hard to reheat. So it's kind of one of those things that you can't leave for later because it's gonna
gotta
be
eat the whole
hard to
thing.
reheat the right way. So you gotta eat the whole thing, but then that makes you sick. But it's worth it because it's so good.
Does it also go really well with a milkshake? Do you do those? Do you ever pair those two together?
No, that would
I
be
like a good
ludicrous.
fettuccine Alfredo milkshake.
But well, the thing is,
Sir, would you like
like,
some wine tonight? I'll take one of your
Your
It's like a
finest
milkshake.
house milkshake, please.
one of them malt milkshakes, please.
Oh, malt. I don't even know what malt is. Someone's like,
no
you
one
want malt?
does.
I'm like, yeah, put it in there.
Yeah.
It doesn't taste any different. It's weird.
I just think of malt balls.
Yeah, that's what I think too. Whoppers.
Fucking
Robin's
gross.
egg.
Whoppers, dude.
Whoppers are terrible.
Dude, Andy, I've had enough of your garbage opinions on this show.
Nick, remember you called me Whopper for like 2 weeks? I mean, do you?
Oh, I did?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we went to the movie theaters and I liked Whoppers, and you were like, all right, I'm going to call you Whopper. And I was like, so we done with Milk Dud? And you're like, yeah, I think so.
Whopper is a badass name, Kevin. I'm creative.
I don't think Whopper is that great of a name.
No, especially
No,
when you hear the
just-
story behind it and it followed up by Milk Dud. It's like, no, just whatever Nick sees in
Yeah,
front of him
that's-
is the nickname.
That's just so we're clear. You're not creative at all. No offense. But
Wait,
it's just
did I
like
start calling
whatever.
you Milk Dud? Was I the one that called you Milk Dud?
Yeah, I think so.
I think Greg started
I
Milk
think
Dud.
Greg started
Oh,
Milk Dud,
Greg
and then
started
I
Milk
wanted
Dud.
to change it to Whopper. And you know why I wanted to change it to Whopper? Because that was the name of the computer in
That's
War
how
Games.
your mind works. That's why.
No,
Nick.
I'm
Don't
pretty
even
sure
try
it's
to-
because I was
yeah.
eating Whoppers once.
I probably took some from you too. I was probably a dick. I was like, give me a Whopper.
Yeah.
And then I teased you about it.
Yeah.
And now
Ah.
for our screencast segment of the day. There was news that happened yesterday. I got tagged in a couple tweets that the 9th Jedi episode of Star Wars Visions, probably one of our favorites, was announced that it was a pilot. And it's possible that we are going to continue to get more of that world.
Potentially even a feature-length film.
Oh, I
Wow.
watched that. That was cool.
Ninth
Very-
Jedi
that
was
was-
definitely one
that
of the
was-
favorite ones. Oh
That
my
was
god,
the
sorry.
the final episode we did, right, where he turned Sith.
No.
No.
Oh, you mean the
Spoilers,
Ninth Jedi?
spoilers, dude.
The
Spoilers.
Ninth Jedi was the one
I think it's
where
the 9th episode. The 9th Jedi. Got it.
yeah.
That makes sense. That's cool. That's awesome. I would watch a full series of that for sure.
Very exciting.
That's not the one with Dan, right?
no, it's not the one, Dad. Joey Noel for KindaFunny.
I have a screencast related confession,
Oh boy.
which I
Hold
think
on, hold on.
honestly.
And I'm going to apologize to
Thank you.
DeSantis. Hallowed be thy name, that kingdom come, throw the football. Go, Joe.
I don't think I really like Squid Game.
I'm 2 episodes in,
Glad you said it.
and I fucking love it. You're
I
crazy.
haven't watched it.
I'm glad you said it.
It's an I understand, like, it's kind of hard to get into if you're not used to watching anime, like, because of the subtitle, like, reading.
But I watch
even whether you-
everything subtitled.
But I know, but like, it's the performances, and like, if you, whether you're listening to
also you
dub or
watch
hearing a
dubbed,
different
yeah.
language,
I
yeah,
have-
but
I was
it's
listening
still
to dub.
off-putting watching it dubbed. Like, it's
No,
weird, and it doesn't feel normal.
Tim, if I may psychoanalyze
not.
you for a moment here.
Please
Me?
do, Kevin. Please
Yeah.
do, Kevin.
Because I
Tim,
think the
Tim.
reason
I
you
love
like
this.
it, Andy, please,
I was
Andy.
gonna say
Kevin is-
he
Get
may.
in the floor.
I was gonna say Kevin, you may. Go ahead.
You make
Andy, I retract my aggression towards you.
Andy, it's retracted.
Thank you. See, the thing is, I believe Tim likes it because of the high school like drama in the back and forth stuff. And weirdly, that seems to be why Joey doesn't like it. Shut your face, Tim. You don't know.
It's
Not
not,
at all.
high schooly, is it?
Yeah, I don't even know
It's
what
100%
you're
high school.
Kevin,
kind
you're
of
thinking
talking
about To
about.
All the Boys I Loved Before, which is great series.
There was nothing about Squid Game I would say is high school like.
the infighting.
What episode are you in?
egos, People
Two.
touching, like heavy
Oh,
petting.
yeah, keep
Is there
going
No
then.
heavy petting?
Just wait to it. Wait to it.
That sounds like a
How
threat
bad-
from
were you
Kevin.
just trying to figure out a way to sneak
Go ahead.
heavy petting into the podcast at some point?
We've said it a lot.
How is that sneaking? Like he violently came in the room, kicked the door open, and threw it in the middle of the floor.
That's
I
true.
haven't seen it yet. Obviously everybody loves this damn show. I need to give it a shot. There's so many video games, and it's so hard for me to kind of,
I know.
at the end of the day, carve out time to say, all right, I'm going to sit here for an hour and a half,
9
2
hours.
hours, and try to watch like 3 episodes or try to watch 2 episodes or whatever. So it's 9 episodes, 9 hours.
Joey
How does
Noel,
it-
I want to hear deeper thoughts from one Joey Noel, one of the movie bros herself. Like, where you at with it? What do you like about it?
I'm
What do you not like
episode
about
5 or 6. So I've talked to a few smattering of people about it. I like Squid Game in the way that I like watching Survivor, in that I like the challenges, I like seeing the games, but I really just don't care about the like interpersonal like aspects of it, like the more strategy side of things. Like I don't find it like particularly compelling, and I'm trying
Tim,
not to like
here's
ruin too many
That's
things for you
the
because
here's
you've
the
heard
thing,
me
Tim.
too.
Here's the
high
thing.
school. That's the high
Joey's
school, like,
clearly
drama
never
segment.
watched. Joey has never watched a tournament arc in anime.
No.
That's what I'm saying. There's the anime elements to it, where it's like that's the stuff I'm enjoying. What I like so much about Squid Game, 2 episodes in, 2 full hours into this experience, is it reminds me of kind of a greatest hits of a lot of my favorite anime arcs and things like Battle Royale, things like Hunger Games, like that kind of idea. And so far I'm like, okay, they're kind of really hitting on all cylinders here. I will say, like I said earlier, it's a little off-putting, and I feel like there is no version that I fully enjoy as much with when it comes to the language and subtitles and like the combos. I've tried all of them, and it's none of them are hidden perfectly. But in terms of the story and the character stuff, like I like where we're at the end of episode 2 of the team we have going forward, or at least the cast we have going forward. I'm interested in what you're saying though, Joe, because I can see it going directions I don't like. But so far, I have faith, and based on how everyone else is talking about it, I'm like, I think this is going to end well. Having said that, I don't trust that a lot of people that have been recommending it have seen some of the things I'm talking about. And so that's where I'm like, maybe they love it because they don't know how good some of these things can be. But so far, I'm liking it.
To be fair, I'm only on like episode 5. So like I kind of just stopped halfway through.
Listen, Joey, you don't have to make excuses for yourself. Not everyone understands Laura Jean's struggle. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the Kind of Funny podcast for this week. Thank you so much for supporting this. Remember, if you're new and you're watching this, yes, Tim.
Before you go, Nick, before we
Yes.
get into this here post show,
Yeah.
I have a fun little surprise for the people here. A lot of the best friends out there, a lot of some of the most
Oh, right.
talented
Yes, thank you for
best
reminding me.
friends that we have out there. You know, Kyle Fedanu is K-Fed is what some people call him. Fantastic dude. He did the Kind of Funny doodles, I think is what we were calling him then. But the animated versions of some of our best podcast bits and stuff. He was the Nick Fury of a Avengers-like initiative to get some of the most talented best friends out there across multiple disciplines to make a fun little animated short based on one of Andy's streams from a while back. And they've been working on this for a very, very long time, which is really cool. And they finally have it. So we're going to watch it and react to it here. And then we're going to post it later on YouTube and social media and stuff next week at some point, or by the time this posts publicly this week at some point. But wanted to end this episode with this. It's very cool. Shout out to everybody that was part of it. Definitely stalling right now as Kevin gets it all ready. I don't have anything else to say, but you guys are
we can-
fantastic.
I have it. No, I'm there. I'm there. I did it.
Fettuccine
There we go.
Alfredo more if you
Let's
want.
go.
I don't like the tone in which you said that, Nick. You now know it's my favorite.
Now I hate it.
Oh God! Wait, why is this in the back? Hold
Now
on.
our watch has ended.
Oh, of course. Web server browser. That's not the one I want. Then, hold on. Sorry. Right monitor.
Take 5, everybody. Take 5.
Relax.
Perfect.
If
We
you're
don't
in
yell
the
loud
car,
anymore.
tell your spouse will be in. Soon.
We're not hearing it, Kev.
I already love it.
Wait, really? Are you not watching through
Oh.
the stream?
We
Yeah.
are.
I am.
We
Can't hear
are.
it.
And you're not hearing it? Or you have it muted because it should be shared. Like
No, it's not muted.
Nope.
Mine's unmuted.
you can't hear that?
Cannot hear it.
Okay, give me 1 second. Then I know it's a problem.
I see
Wow.
an egg. I see. An
I
egg
streamed
on
that
it.
a long time ago. That's crazy.
Yeah.
We're gonna wave.
It's a
and
good
then I'm gonna
game.
mute this.
It is a good
Perfect. We got it. Now you'll hear it.
Okay.
Here sleeps the flying rooster.
Wow.
This is pod racing, everybody. Look at me.
This is cool as shit.
This is well done. Yeah.
This is
I'm
really
enjoying
dope.
this. See how it ends.
Look at you peasants. So far down there.
Wow. Floating really changed, Andy.
Look at you poor people. I'm so rich and I'm so high above the ground. I don't even have to think, oh, your legs are tired? Sorry, I wouldn't know the feeling. I wouldn't know the feeling.
That was awesome. Holy shit.
Cool.
And look at the all-stars here, man.
Oh my gosh.
Top Anu, Nerf Alice, Ollie Wilson,
Holy cow.
Josh Strickland, and Rashawn Warner.
Oh my gosh.
Chance Carter.
Chance the pants. That's my mama.
Wow.
Carter Harrell.
There
On
he is.
music, of course. Jesse
Oh,
Green.
Jesse.
Wow. Holy cow.
Nick Gallegos.
Of course, campfire design.
That is
Philip J.
amazing.
Woodward.
This is so
Oh my
cool.
gosh, this is super, super cool.
Cameron Kennedy, of course.
Okay, Cam.
There's our boy. Andy Cortez.
Oh, your legs
Never
are
heard of
tired?
it.
Sorry, I wouldn't know the feeling. What, the ground's harder? No, I couldn't tell. Wouldn't be able to tell you that. I'm just flying, dude. Alright, that's
This
enough.
game was such a joy.
Ladies and
good.
gentlemen,
That's
that was
so
your podcast
good.
for this week. We appreciate you very much. Remember to subscribe to this channel and head over to our Patreon, patreon.com/kindafunny, if you want to be a part of our exclusive Patreon-only post show, which starts right now.